And welcome back, everybody, to another live reaction here at I'm Not a Coach. I'm your host, Dave Lifta. Thank you so much for joining us, man. We got a great matchup, man, coming on Sunday night. We got the 7-5 Houston Texans going off against the 6-6 Kansas City Chiefs, man. And both of these teams, right now, if the playoffs if the playoffs started before this week, both of these teams would not be in them, which is crazy to think, especially for the Kansas City Chiefs. But they have a chance tonight to be able to leapfrog the Houston Texans and be in that 8th seed spot and just be right behind, man. They'll be knocking on the door if they can get a win tonight. But CJ Stroud and the Houston Texans and this very stingy defense over here in Houston have a lot to say, and they are saying, no, man, we smell blood in the water. The Colts have just lost their 3rd straight game, and they have likely lost Daniel Jones for the rest of the season. They have a chance to be able to pounce on this division and really challenge the Jacksonville Jaguars over the next month of football. And tonight is going to be where they hope that that streak, that push for the division title and the playoffs begin. So we will see what happens first. We got David Stegosaurus. Let's go. The only approved pick sixes for this game are the ones thrown by the Texans. All right. This game is brought to you by Pick Sixes, only for the Texans. Absolutely, man. Yeah, man. I don't expect Mahomes to be throwing any picks in this game, man. He's gonna. I feel like he's gonna be efficient. It's written that, obviously the Texans have one of the best defenses. I think they're a top 3, top 2 defense. They've been great. They've been stingy in the passing game. They've been solid against the run. But something tells me Mahomes, especially when it comes to like games like this is where he really shines, man. It's rare to have Patrick Mahomes where he's, throwing a lot of picks, a lot of turnovers just in general. But, it would be so easy to be like, oh, yeah, Texans defense is going to have after. Something tells me Mahomes is going to go off tonight, man. I would not be surprised if he throws for 300 plus, probably 2 or 3 touchdowns, probably runs for about 30 yards, I feel like. So, yeah, let's see. Let's freaking see, man. But for the Texans, man, they got CJ Stroud back last week. They looked freaking good. Still not perfect offensively. They still really struggle to run the ball effectively, but CJ Stroud still kind of picking up where he left off. A little bit more efficient with the ball. Hopefully he can continue that tonight. Otherwise, this Kansas City defense, even though they've been underperforming for most of the season, they can still get after the quarterback if and when they are motivated. Talking about Chris Jones a little bit. And then the secondary is still full of playmakers. The linebackers obviously full of playmakers as well. And yeah, dude, it's gonna be interesting how C.J. Stroud and this offense play against a Kansas City defense that is hopefully should be very motivated tonight. And yeah, like I said, Kansas City will not be eliminated from the playoffs if they lose, but I think I read their chances to make it drop somewhere around 20%. If they win and then the Chargers lose, which is tomorrow, then they have like a 65 to 66% chance of winning, getting into the playoffs. Just short of 69, which would have been really nice. And then finally for the Texans, they are once again the 8th seed, just one spot short of being a wild cards team, and they need to win, man. Like I said, the Colts, who knows what that team is going to look like. We have barely seen their backup quarterback play any kind of meaningful football in his career. And I guarantee you the Colts are going to be adding at least 2 quarterbacks to that roster. And who knows what the quality is. They got plenty of weapons in that offense. They still got Jonathan Taylor. But it would not surprise me if the Colts just fall off the map and the Texans are able to kind of swoop in and take that spot in the playoffs. But yeah, man. But yeah, please give me your thoughts, man. I put a poll out for this game. Make sure you vote into it. That way I know kind of what are teams or what are people expecting in this game. And let me know your thoughts. Give me your predictions, scores. Give me everything, man. Let me know. Dude, it's wild that Mahomes has been in the league for 9 years, man. I remember when they were making fun of his voice in his rookie year, man. He sounded like Kermit the Frog. And dude, I feel like Mahomes, his voice definitely has changed. He sounded a lot rougher in his first year or two. But either way, man, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time already has 3 Super Bowl rings, and is a guy that no matter what happens, man, they are just always a threat to just go off for some big points and then just come back and win. They're consistent, man, and that's one of the best things you can be in the NFL. That's one of the best things you can be in life and in sports, especially. Is just be consistent, man. Be there at the end. Give yourself a chance to win. All right, man. They got the KC drum. Let's go, Bill Mass. Not gonna lie, I didn't know that was a thing. All right, it's pretty cool. It's like the Minnesota Vikings horn. I like it. All right, the kick is away. Kansas City will get the ball. Caught it at the 4, return to the 20, 25 to the 30, and he is airborne and down to the 34. Dahlia, hello. So I have to vote for the KC. No, you don't have to vote. No, none of this affects the Packers, but you do what you gotta do, man. Maybe he's parking in some recreational haze, or maybe he just yells during cadences and it's taking a toll. Either way, I've been in the stadium multiple times. That's fair. All right. 1st and 10. Nice little handoff. Nice fake. And it goes up the middle and down to the 36. So a nice pickup of about 3 for Isaiah Pacheco. Why would you have to vote for KC, Dahlia? Why? Oh, we already have a player down on the ground. This is an offensive lineman of 4. Ooh, it is not looking good. He is in a lot of pain right now. This is Wanya Morris. Mahomes down on one knee. All right. Okay, good. Let's go, Texas. Los Tejanos. So just based on the reaction of the Kansas City players, man, it does not look or sound good for Morris, man. It sucks. First play, too, man. Hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully it's not something that he, we've already seen one massive injury this week, or today, I should say. So hopefully for Morris, it's not another one. Yeah, putting very, very little pressure on that left leg. Needs assistance getting to the sidelines. Yeah, man, it's grimacing. It sucks, man. All right. So yeah, they've already look. There's already the injuries to the starting line. Josh Simmons injured reserve. Trey Smith inactive. Their other tackle also out. 2nd and 7. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. Delayed handoff, and that is good for another 2 down to the 38. Let's go, man. We got 4 people watching right now. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you. If you're new to the channel or you're just joining us, please leave a like on the video. It helps the video a ton. Subscribe if you haven't. It's a great free way to support me on the channel. Thank you. All right. We got 3rd and 4. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. 3 receivers on that right side. Takes the snap. Has a little bit of time. Over the middle and in and out of the hands of, I believe that is the backup tight end there. Yeah, unfortunately, Noah Gray unable to hold on to that one. Otherwise, let me see here. I mean, it's a first down for sure, and he might be able to pick up an extra 3 or 5 yards down the field. Just uncharacteristic mistakes by this Kansas City team throughout the season, man. That's kind of put them in a tough position this season. So it's going to be a quick 3 and out. Mataraza's punt is in the air, and it'll be fair caught at the 13. That's where the Strouds, as Grassi would say. Yeah, a player to look out for in this game is the rookie Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State. He's been really coming on the last couple weeks, man. He's been, I think he's been averaging close to 7 targets throughout the game. And he's made the most of it. I think he had a career best of like something like 70, 80 yards last week. So kid, I think, is coming on, man. He's a big-bodied receiver, man. He reminds me a lot of Christian Watson coming out, just a little bit thicker. Not as fast, maybe, but still. Handoff up the middle, and I believe that is Marks picking up about 5 yards. Let me see here. David Stegosaurus is a good place for a pick 6. Exactly, dude. The only thing really bad about a pick 6, man, is how far you have to run. It's so exhausting. But if you get one right here, you could be like, "Ooh, all right, I got the blood flowing a little bit, barely sweating anything." You know, hey. I agree with you, David. I agree with you. Second and 4, ball at the 19. Patient run up the middle, and it'll be 3rd and 1 coming up, man. Yeah, Woody Marks, man, has been he's been basically the #1 back over the last month. He's still kind of sharing some of the load, obviously, with Nick Chubb, but I would say for sure, especially into November, Woody Mark was really separating himself as the lead back here. All right, fullback running back in the backfield. Stroud with another handoff. This one picks up 2, and that's a first down for the Texans. Ball at the 24. If you want to give him a nerdy nickname, call him Higgins Boson, pronounced by Boson. Oh, okay. Boson. Okay, I gotcha. Gotcha. The Higgs boson, yeah, particles in science. I'll call him that when he scores, man. You know. Heck yeah. All right, Stroud in the shotgun, running back to his right. Quick throw to the left, and ooh, tight coverage. But Christian Kirk able to make a play, picks up about 6 there, down to the 30. Yeah, dude. Christian Kirk, man, has bounced around the league. I think this is his 3rd stop. Started out in Arizona, got signed to a big contract by the Jags a couple of years ago. Didn't really live up to it all the time, but Stroud pressured throw, and he's gonna actually run and pick up about a yard before going out of bounds. There is a flag, and I think this one's coming back a little bit. Mm, actually, it's gonna be on Nick Bolton there. So that's going to be an automatic first down for the Texans here. Ball at the 35. 5-receiver set. Stroud looking, takes off, and he's going to be brought down for a sack. A loss of 2 on that one. And we got another flag. Tillery in on the sack there. He's got some boogers there, It's a little cold. So it was against the Texans, but it will be declined. The sack stands. And a run to the right, and that'll pick up about 3 or 4 there. Once again, Woody Marks. Kind of not finding a whole lot of room when he's running, man. And to be fair, this is kind of usually how the Texans run the ball. They're not really breaking off big runs. They're usually picking up like 3-4 yards at a time, if that. Stroud in the shotgun. Pressure, Jones. And that'll be incomplete. Trying to get it to Nico Collins. All right, man. And the Texans unable to get anything really down the field, man. The coverage was great. Clearly, Stroud was trying to throw the ball down the field, but not feeling really comfortable. That's the one thing with that's been the biggest difference with CJ over the last 2 seasons, man. His rookie year, dude, he was just bombing passes down the field, man. It seemed like every single week he was getting like 3 or 4 big plays down the field. And the last couple of years, man, the last couple of years, he's dealt with some injuries. The offensive line hasn't been amazing all the time. There hasn't been much of a running game for him as well. But it's just everything is just so. It seems like it's so tight. There's no shots down the field consistently. He's very much just trying to like dink and dunk his way down the field. But even that sometimes is not always working. So. All right. So we're on a commercial break here. Chiefs will get the ball when we come back from the commercial break. right now, the poll with 3 votes. People are putting their faith in Patrick Mahomes, which is probably the safe bet. Probably the safe bet. So an update on Morris. He is questionable to return with the injury. I would be surprised if we do see him back. At least initially, it did not look good, man. He looked like he was in a lot of pain, and teammates did not. There's a lot of concern on their face, man. So all right, we got 1st and 10. 3 receivers spread out to the right. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. Gets it out quickly to Xavier Worthy, and that'll be a gain of 11 before he goes out of bounds. Just a little bubble screen there. Yeah, Morris needed to be carted to the locker room. So in his place is Essa Pole, the rookie. Another bubble screen there. This one to Rashee Rice. Picks up about 5 down to the 40. All right. 2nd and 5. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. A little bit of an orbit motion. And Pacheco tries to run it up the field, and he gets about a yard. Mahomes looking, ball is batted. He catches it and is going to be taken down back near the 30. That was Will Anderson, man. Holy freaking cow, man. Yeah, the ball was batted by Autry, and then Will Anderson able to bring down Mahomes. Caught at the 11-yard line, return to the 20, 25 to the 30, and tiptoes out near the 35. Holy cow. I know I say it probably way too much, but moo. Moo, moo, moo. Let's get some cows in the chat, man. Let's get some cows. They need to be represented, you know? Everybody's talking about goats, you know? Cows are cool too, man. Plus they're bigger. Yeah, so Houston is, I mean, they're one of the best teams at being able to get pressure on the quarterback. We saw that when they did that against Josh Allen a couple weeks ago. I mean, by far one of Josh's worst games, not just of this season, but of his career, man. It was a rough freaking game. And for the most part, man, the Texans have been honestly been they've been doing that against most teams at this point. Not there aren't many quarterbacks that have had an amazing game against this defense. We'll see if Mahomes can kind of break that mold and kind of do something. Like I said, it would not be surprising if Mahomes just went off. I feel like we haven't really had a game like that for Patrick in this season, man. You know, backs against the wall, going up against a team or a defense that nobody really expects him to do much against. So once again, it would not surprise me if we saw Mahomes just go off for some big yardage, probably throw a pair of touchdowns. And throwing it down the field, and he's got him. Nico Collins with a great freaking catch, man. Just a simple seam stretcher there down the left side. Honestly, Stroud nearly underthrew that one a little bit too much, man. But that was it gave him a chance to come back to it. Wow. All right, so we still got 6:45 left in the first quarter here. So from the looks of it, looks like Trent McDuffie is actually down on the field. So that's why we're going to a commercial break here. Yeah, just another freaking injury there for Kansas City, man. I'm not sure if the Chiefs will have anybody on the field at the end of this game. Players having injuries left and right. Yeah, dude. I agree, man. And it's like Morrison. I don't think he was the starter for most of the season, and to be basically relying on your backup at the left tackle position, definitely not what you want, especially against one of the top defenses in the NFL. Like Will Anderson alone is already tough to slow down or even stop. When you're basically on your third tackle, that's it's only going to be harder, man. And I'm glad to see that Stroud is actually just willing to throw it down the field, man. I talked about it. His first season, man, he was borderline fearless throwing the ball down the field. In the last couple seasons, man, I understand being smart with it. You don't want to just chuck the ball down the field for just to chuck it. But I mean, you have so many talented guys at the receiver position, man. Some big, fast receivers. Give them a chance. Whoa. Whew. All right, we got 1st and 10, ball at the 21. Toss to the right. Nice cut up the field. Marks picks up some decent yardage inside the 15. Yeah, they're showing the replay on McDuffie. Let's see what happened here, man. Is it a hip? Yeah, I'm assuming it's a lower body injury with McDuffie right now. They're making him do squats on the sidelines. 2nd and 3. Toss to the left. He's got a big lead blocker, but unfortunately the inside, KC able to play that perfectly. Brings him down for a loss of about 2. All right. 3rd and 5 back at the 16. Stroud in the shotgun takes the snap, looking over the middle to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown! Dalton Schultz, but we do have a flag. And it came relatively early on that play. Oh, wow. It's an illegal shift, so that'll wipe away the great touchdown catch by Dalton Schultz. So apparently there's two players in motion. All right. 3rd and 10, ball at the 21. Stroud. Pressure. Jones forcing him to the right. And he finds, I believe that might be Higgins. Is that a first down? Yes, it is. Yeah, man. Jaden Higgins able to catch it about 4 yards short, but then diving for that first down marker, man. Also, Chris Jones, there was 3 guys that were trying to block him. None of them stopped him. Not a single one stopped him. And from the looks of it, yeah, that right foot is out of bounds, and he's about half a yard shy. So Andy Reid is going to challenge the spot of the ball. Right now it is 1st and 10. So, yeah. So, KC, they're not going to let them challenge it, but they are going to correct the call. So, all right. So, 4th and about half a yard. The Texans are staying on the field here, man. They're basically right around the 10-yard line. So they're readjusting the clock here at 4:46. That was the delay. All right, looks like we're gonna get a Texans sneak here. We'll call it the Stampede. Why not? Gets the first down, and that's the backup Stover picking up the first. But we do have a flag on the play. The last couple plays here, man, it's been a little choppy, man. A lot of flags, a lot of replays, a lot of downtime. They just called the Texans for being in the neutral zone. And I don't. What? Okay. All right. Kaimi Fairbairn in for this field goal, and they make it. That was a weird sequence of events there. All right, we got 4:18 left in the first quarter, baby. We finally got our first points. Games like these are why I decided to turn on the lights right away. Because NFL offenses have been far too inconsistent for me. Holy cow, man. We got 5 people watching right now. Let's go. Appreciate you guys, man. Thank you. Thank you. Please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't. It helps out the channel. Helps out the video a ton. Yeah, like, trust me, man. Apparently that's the only way YouTube will ever be like, oh, people might actually like to watch these videos. So, but regardless, I appreciate you being here, man. David, I'm sure that we'll get the Chiefs are paying the refs comments on social media. Well, here, hold on. Let me check. Let me see here. Okay. Oh, here's one. Only the Chiefs could get replay assistant for the replay assistant. It's a little repetitive in terms of a commentary, but you know, And then here's a criticism that even Chiefs fans can enjoy. If that's an offsides on the tush push against the Texans, then the Eagles commit a penalty literally every single time. All right. I knew I was going to get something out of you, David. Amen. Amen. All right, caught inside the 5. Trying to find the edge here, breaking a couple tackles, and he will take it down to the 23-yard line, it looks like. Smith with a decent return. There wasn't a whole lot of great blocking down the field, to be honest with you. All right, they found Andy Reid in the stands. All right, man. 1st and 10. Mahomes rolling, running. He is gonna be good for about 9 yards, maybe a 10 with that stretch there. And a handoff up the middle, and that'll be a 1st down for the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Isaiah Pacheco running violently as always. All right, we got Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his right, single receiver to that left side. Little play action. Looking. Mahomes breaks the pocket, turns up the field, and he slides. And they're going to mark him about half a yard shy of the 1st. But it'll be around just ahead of the 46-yard line. All right, 2nd and 1. Pacheco, and he picks up the 1st, getting it down near the 50-yard line. So far, this has been Kansas City's best drive so far already. I think this is the first time they're in Texans territory. All right, 1st and 10. Another handoff. And Kareem Hunt, man, picking up about 2 yards and then getting just stacked up. I don't think I've ever seen this before, but he has his dreads wrapped up, bandaged up almost. All right, 2nd and 8. 3 receivers to that left side. Mahomes in the shotgun. Looking. Pressure, and down goes Mahomes back at the 42. And that is Tagali, the big man. Sorry, it's actually Tagai, not Tagali. Tagai. 3rd and 7. Rashid Rice on the screen here, and he will get it back to the 49. So it picks up about 7 yards. Gets it back to the original line of scrimmage. Well, I feel like I cursed the Chiefs there. As soon as I was like, oh, this is their best drive. They're at the 49. And then all of a sudden. So, sorry, Chiefs fans. That's on me. That's on me. My bad. It's basically like saying, like, oh, this kicker he has yet to miss this season. Boom. Freaking shanks it. All right, man. That is going to be the end of the 1st here in Kansas City. Texans on top, 3-0. Eh, eh, maybe I'm giving myself too much credit. So update Wanya Morris. He has been downgraded to out for this game. And then update on Trent McDuffie. He is questionable to return with a knee injury. So that is not good, man. Your starting left tackle out for the game. So far, his replacement has been actually pretty solid. So hasn't been too much of the issue on that left side. The right side, a little bit more. And then now Trent McDuffie, one of your top two corners, out for the game. Probably out for the game. Hmm. Yeah, so right now, Essa Pole really is the only the rookie offensive lineman that they have. Yeah, Josh Simmons was the starting left tackle for them. He's also a rookie, but he's been put on injured reserve. Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs, man. They're not a whole lot of rookies on offense, man. They've been they like their veterans for the most part. Rashad Smith, the running back, and then Jalen Royals are the only rookies that I see on this offense. Defense has quite a bit more. All right, punt is away. It'll be fair caught around the 10, and we do have a flag. I think they might have actually. Did they hit? So they ran into the kicker. It's not roughing the kicker, so it's not an automatic first down. So it'll still be fourth down. It'll be like 4th and 4, 4th and 5. And they're gonna decline it because Texans get the ball at the 10. I mean, it was a really good punt by Matt Ariza, man. Luckily, he wasn't. It didn't look like anything severe, man. All right, we got 1st and 10. Stroud under center, single back in the backfield, single receiver on that right side. Hand off to the left, and that is good for a yard, man. The Chiefs have been playing pretty damn well right now, I guess, especially against the run. Honestly, man, outside of that big throw to Nico Collins down the left side, they've been able to hold this Texans offense in check. 2nd and 9. Stroud in the shotgun, looks, throws over the middle, tight coverage, and it's intercepted. Is that picked? No, they're saying he. No, no. Incomplete. Incomplete. Woo! That was close, man. That was tight coverage. It looked like Nico was going to be able to haul it in. Then the ball just squirts right out of his hands and nearly picked off. All right, 3rd and 9. Stroud pressured, throws, and that's going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Schultz. But we do have a flag. On Kansas City. It's going to be on the rookie Williams. I don't think that's a call. Or that shouldn't be a call, I should say. I would have to see if he actually pulled him, because I don't think he did. All right, run by Marks. Picks up about 7 or 8 yards there, so it's a good run. Might be his best of the night. All right, 2nd and 3, ball at the 23. Stroud looking, lofts one to the left and overthrows Jaden Higgins. All right, we got 3rd and 3 here coming up. Stroud in the shotgun. Looking. Has time. Finds somebody to the right side. And that is going to be the tight end, Schultz. Yeah, able to tap the toes there before going out of bounds along the right sideline. Seemed like he was like the 3rd or 4th read on that play. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 37. And I believe this is Nick Chubb getting it down near the 35. Sorry, to the 40. Didn't go backwards. He did not go backwards. Throw a pick six. I'm telling you, man. Stroud doesn't like to listen. 2nd and 7. Pressure. Blitz by Kansas City. Throws it down the field, and he's got his man, Nico Collins, to the 40, to the 30, 20, 15, 10, and down inside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Houston. Oh, man. Spags sold out on the blitz, and the Kansas City Chiefs just got burned on that one. Stroud able to roll to his right, buy enough time. risky freaking throw across his body because if Nico is not there, that thing is getting picked off. There's a safety crashing down on that ball. Unfortunately, for some reason, he dove instead of just trying to stay on his feet. But yeah. So Nico Collins, 2 catches, 99 yards, and then there's going to be a well, there's going to be a false start on the Texans here because half the offensive line moved forward. David, not cool, Stroud. Not cool. I know, man. Unbelievable. So inconsiderate, man. Seastrom! Well, they threw something. Not a pick, though. See, I think Stroud heard throw, and he's like, okay, I guess. I'll try. You know, he's still a young quarterback, man. He didn't listen to the whole thing. Stay strong. Play action. Oh, tipped pass. Somehow still able to catch. And that was Woody Marks still able to catch that tip pass, but picks up nothing on that one, though. I don't know, man. Sometimes Mahomes, when he's on the sidelines, he makes some pretty funny faces, man. You just kind of saw him go. All right. CJ in the shotgun, running back to his right. Two receivers to the left. Throws it to that left side, and looks like Nico Collins picking up about 3 yards down to the 9. Seastrom also checked my picks. Is doing slightly better, back to 37%. Need the Chiefs to win if I want to be at 500 or better. That's fair, man. That's fair. Yeah, there's a lot of weird games today. A lot of weird games. Like, let me see here. So, all right, we got 3rd and goal, ball at the 9. Stroud in the shotgun, running back to his left. Pressure. Oh, he got it. Woody Marks strolls into the end zone. Just left wide open underneath the coverage. Once again, Spags sends a lot of pressure. It wasn't a blitz, but definitely sent a lot of guys. And Stroud able to take a step, almost like a jump ball. Honestly, was in the air when he delivered that throw and got it out to the rookie running back. Yep. Everybody went with Nico Collins there. That's a good play. For the week, that is it. Gotcha. For the week, man. You seem like you've been on your picks for most of the weeks. I feel like you've been around 500 or better for most of the season. All right, man. Houston, extra point is good, and they are leading 10-0 here in Kansas City. Also, congrats to the Packers on the win. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Go Pack, go. Let's go. Yeah, man. It was a little touch and go there for a bit. A little touch and go there. But yeah, thankfully the offense did what they needed to do, especially in the second half. They scored early, but then they were doing what they usually did, especially when they were struggling midway in the midpoint of the season, where their offense just 3 and out, things like that. But at the end, able to pull away with a great freaking victory over the Bears, man. Also, shout out to Keyshawn Nixon, obviously for that interception, but shout out to Kingsley Enagbare, who forced that 4th and 1 when he was able to kind of knife into the backfield and hold them to, I think it was just a gain of 1 on 3rd down. So yeah, I think that's going to get lost in there. So yeah, Kingsley Enagbare, man, making a heck of a play in the running game, when especially the last couple drives, man. Those last 2 drives, man, Chicago just picking up chunks on the ground. But Seastrom, what are your what are your expectations for the Cowboys the rest of the season, and also how do you feel about the Aggies, man? What do you think of their matchup? Give me your breakdown of the Aggies' next break game here. Because remember, I'm out of the loop when it comes to college. I know more NFL than I do college, a lot more. And that's not a flex. That's just me not knowing much of anything for college football. All right. Kaimi puts this one in the air, caught around the 8, return to the 30, 35, and down somewhere around the 36, it looks like. Woo. Thornton nearly able to break that one, man. I think if he would have been able to make that guy miss, man, he might have gotten to the 50 or more. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 35. Mahomes, delayed handoff to Pacheco, and he gets stacked up for a gain of 1. Yeah, man, there's been very little room to run. All right, we got 8:50 here left in the second quarter. Clock is running. Full receiver set. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back in motion there to the left. Mahomes throws it over the middle. The ball is up, and it's intercepted. Oh, boy. And that is Petrie. He's the one that tipped the ball up and somehow able to find it as he was looping back. Was this a slant route? Yes, it was. Trying to get it to Juju on that one, and Petrie just undercuts it. Once again, able to basically tip it to himself. There might be a question whether that's a catch, but I don't. The ball doesn't really move. Oh, actually, I don't know. That might be coming back here, man. So the ball can hit the ground, but it's whether he loses control or it looks like there's a loss. And I think there's enough movement there that I don't think he had full possession. So right now the Texans are getting lined up. We'll see if they snap the ball here. Okay, they do. And it gets it out to Schultz, and he picks up 5. All right, man. Wow. I'm surprised that Reed did not challenge that one. I mean, granted, the call was an interception, so you would have to have it would need to be conclusive evidence that it would be overturned. 2nd and 6. CJ under center. Single back in the backfield. Roll into his left. Finds his receiver in the flat, and that'll pick up about 4 or 5 yards there. That was a Knoll setting up a 3rd and short. David, hello. Well, I don't know, David. What do you think? Should they have challenged that? To me, I think it was close enough that I would have thrown the challenge flag. To me, there was movement. All right, we got 3rd and 1. They are in Kansas City territory. Ball at the 47, and Stroud taking this one himself in a QB sneak, and that picks up the first. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 46. CJ in the shotgun, running back to his right. Takes the snap, toss to the right. And that is good for about 3 or 4 yards down near the 42. All right, we got 5:50 left in the first quarter. Sorry, in the first half. Clock is running. Pressure, and that is going to be incomplete, man. Trying to get it to Stover there. Yeah, the inside linebackers. Yeah, Stroud was like, nope, no, I'm good. No, the Chiefs are in so big of a hole. Just take the L on the interception and the game. And the game, it's not that bad. They're only down by 10, dude. Come on, come on. And right now, they got to stop. Incomplete pass, 4th and 6 coming up. Spags dialing up the pressure here, man. Put a little bit more juice there on in the pass rush. See, wait, I just glanced. Chiefs went 4 and out. No, interception. Yes, sir. Yeah, Petrie, number 5 for the Texans. He undercut a slant route by Juju Smith-Schuster, popped the ball up, and then able to loop around to secure the interception. But unfortunately, the Texans did nothing with the ball as they punted away and they downed it at the 1. Holy cow. All right. Might be at the 2, actually, but still going to be inside the 5. Semi-questionable interception. It was. It like I said, I would have challenged it. I think it was enough of a there's enough movement in the ball that I think there could have been a chance, but once again, they didn't make you pay for it. There was no field goal or points given up, so at the end of the day, all you lost was a little bit of time off the clock. Looks like y'all are on the 3 or 4 yard line. Definitely inside the 5. Yes, sir. Dave, it's more that the Chiefs aren't playing well. They have 2 injuries in the game already, and Houston's defense is on fire. The Chiefs don't look like a winning team much at all this season. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pretend like this is how they've played the last couple years, because last year, I mean, they were one of the better teams in the NFL, still, in terms of record. But there were definitely stretches at times throughout games last year where they looked rough, but they always seemed to turn it on in the second half, or especially in the fourth. And this season, it looked like that was the same thing that was happening. The first, I would say, month and a half, they were finding ways to win. Yes, they lost their first handful of games, but they were finding ways to win later. And it was like, oh, okay, they're back to normal. But yeah, I would agree with you, man. The last couple of weeks, they have not been that team that they can. They're like, oh, this is what they're gonna be doing the rest of the way. In the second half they're gonna turn it on. They haven't been able to. So I'll give you that, and I definitely agree with it. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be tough, man. It's been what, like a decade since they really missed the playoffs, or were looking like a team that maybe they don't, maybe they can, stuff like that. But yeah. Look, as someone who saw a lot of crazy second half comebacks, I thank you, A&M. Let me just say, anything can happen. Just a matter of getting some momentum and effective football. Go get some points. There you go. I mean, that sums it up right there, man. That was that was very poignant, my man. I appreciate you. That was good. I like it. All right. Run up the middle, and it picks up a yard. All right. Only a yard, but doesn't the saying go? Every long journey starts with a single step. That could be the first step right there. 1 yard. Clarification: second half comebacks this year. There you go. Seastrom, you're like, no, last year, dude, we sucked, man. No comebacks. No comebacks. All right. 2nd and 9, four receiver set. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. He's got a little bit of time, throws, and that's a first down at the 16. Gets it out to Thornton, the former New England Patriot there. Yeah, Mahomes had to drive that throw, man. All right. 1st and 10. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his right. Noah Gray in motion. Rolling to his right. Mahomes pressured and tries to find Kelsey. And that'll be incomplete. Yeah, that was Kelsey kind of coming across the field there towards the right side. Second and 10. Three receivers bunched up on the right side. Mahomes looking. Tries to do a screen pass there to Rasheed, and instead he runs up the middle, picks up about 6 or 7 yards. Okay, run by Mahomes. That's some yards. Very true. Very, very true. All right. And Mahomes not happy. Able to avoid some pressure, and I think there's going to be. I don't think there was a face mask there. He attempted to grab something, but did not. But they're going to get them on the face mask. There was 2 penalties on the Texans on that play. Oh, there it is. Okay, he got a finger on it. He did get a finger. It was that the ring finger on the left side there. All right, man. Kansas City catching a little bit of a break here. I like it. 1st and 10, ball at the 41. Trying to make this game a little bit closer. Mahomes pressured, finds Xavier Worthy down the right sideline, and whoo! All right, man. Kansas City in business. They are in Texans territory. I guess that technically is a face mask. Looks like his finger got caught on it. Yep. Definitely, definitely, definitely. There's enough of a little tug that you know what? Whether it's a full hand or a finger. Hopefully that's not taken out of context. 1st and 10. And Kareem Hunt up the middle picks up about 2, maybe 3. All right, first down, man. Yeah, that was a nice pass there to Xavier Worthy, man. So, man, that's another player, man, that just needs to find ways to get that ball in his hands, man. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, they're so freaking dangerous, man. All right, man. So that is the 2-minute warning here. Hey, almost in field goal range. That's good. Hey, man. Kansas City's getting better and better, man. They're chipping away. Chipping away. And all right, man. We got 4 people watching right now. Let's go. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you. Don't forget to subscribe. Like the video as well. That helps out the video a ton. Especially if we have any new people. Definitely subscribe. David, I'm going to wash some dishes during halftime. That's fair, man. That is fair. I don't know. I think I've said this before, man. Doing some dishes, man, it's almost therapeutic. You really start thinking about some stuff. You're like, oh, you know what, man? Yeah. If you're stressed out a little bit, just kind of scrubbing those dishes a little bit. Just there we go. Apparently, I never moved the ball over here. Come on, there we go. All right. 2nd and 7, ball at the 35. Mahomes drives a throw, and that's again Thornton, who will. They're giving him the first down. Okay. All right. Houston using their first time out. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 27-yard line. Mahomes looking, drops it over the middle, and that is another drop for Noah Gray. That is his second one. All right, 2nd and 10, 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. It's going to be a delayed handoff, and Hunt picks up 5 yards down near the 22. All right, we got 3rd and 5, 3 receivers bunched up on the right. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. Look out for Kelsey here. Pressure, Mahomes looking, and he's down for a sack back at the 25. So that was they're gonna give the sack to or the sack give up to the rookie Poles. But I think that was a little bit of Mahomes kind of trying to break the pocket and then just getting brought down from behind. All right. Harrison Butker in for this kick. Snap, hold, kick is up and no good. It doinks off the up the right upright, man. Jeez. David, I'm sorry, man. Freaking Harrison Butker, come on. Dude, I'm telling you, take the L and go home. Dude, I thought you were literally going to be like, Kansas City, you're drunk, go home. All right? Been drunk all season. All right, so I mean, if it becomes a 3-possession game, then I'll be like, all right, we might be getting something here. I don't know, man, but that is man. Yeah, things are not going the way that we usually see for Kansas City for sure. It's not even like blatant bull poop. It's if you weren't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, true, 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 true. All right. All right, we got first and 10. Ball at the 33, and that is a straight up drop by Nico Collins. We do have a flag in the secondary, though. And they're going to get offensive PI. Okay. All right, so I saw this on Twitter. It just made me chuckle. Please do not take this any more than what it is. It says, every time Harrison Butker misses a field goal, a woman becomes an aerospace engineer. That's funny. It's petty, but it's funny. Throws over the middle, 2nd and 20, and that'll be incomplete. 52 seconds left. That was intended for Jaden Higgins there. Why did they show some reality hot seat reaction thing? The injection of ads that they make look like the ads is getting it's weird, man. It is definitely weird. So 2nd down, Stroud looking, throws to the right, and that picks up about 4 yards. No, man, that's to be honest with you, man. That's usually if I do pay for like a service, like a streaming service, I always like to go for with the ad-free stuff because it's, oh man, dude, I don't know. Like maybe because I grew up with the commercials from like the 80s and 90s, and obviously like even like the early 2000s, they weren't so like mind-numbingly loud, and like just the editing it to them gives me like a headache. 3rd and 16, Stroud pressured. He throws down the field, and that's a first down on 3rd and 16. Picks up 18 yards. Wow, dude. Sheesh. All right. Texans actually are down to just a single timeout here. Taking their time, taking their sweet time, trying to snap this ball. 22 seconds left. They literally killed about 14 seconds just trying to set up this play, and then there's a false start. Like, that's the difference between a really good team, and I'm not talking about them maybe this season, but like the last couple seasons, between a great team like the Kansas City Chiefs or a good team or a team that looks very good and the Houston Texans. The execution late in games, you got to have a plan. I'd rather have taken just spike the ball. Don't try to squeeze in another play before your timeout. Just spike the ball, get it to 2nd down, get your guys set. Like, you need to know your team well enough to be like, hey, if we're in this situation, these are the 2 plays, 3 plays that we do. Otherwise, if you don't feel comfortable, spike the ball. 1st and 15, ball back at the 40. Stroud gets sacked behind the line and back at the 35. That was Chris Jones able to get just a piece of Stroud's foot there. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, pressure, Stroud looking, throws it underneath, incomplete, halftime. utterly disastrous. You didn't even use the single timeout that you had. Houston will get the ball to start the second half, which is what makes that so freaking disappointing. Use the timeout, spike the ball, get your guys set, run an actual play. You were already near midfield, man. Like, you have to at least give your guy a chance to attempt like a 60 or 58-yard field goal. Like, even if it was that, you're like, hey, we gave it a shot. But the Texans took themselves out of that one. That was terrible. Let me see here. David, that's so petty. It is. It is. I will take an L tonight if the Texans take an L in the first playoff game this season. Ooh. Was Eberflus coaching the last drive? So it looked like, didn't it? That was yeah, dude. Yeah, man. Matt Eberflus, that defense, man. Sometimes I'm like, how do you still have a coordinating job? All right. So at the half, here in Arrowhead, the Houston Texans have a 10-0 lead over the three-time defending AFC champions. And the Texans will get the ball to start the second half as well. So they still have a chance to potentially stretch this lead. All right, let's check out the old halftime stats. It's not going to be pretty. These offenses have been a little bit up and down. All right. CJ, 12 of 19, 171 through the air, one touchdown, no picks, has been sacked twice. Woody Marks, 9 for 31, averaging about 3-4 yards per carry. Nick Chubb, only one carry. Nico Collins, 4 for 121 yards, man. That's insane. Averaging over 30 yards per catch. Dalton Schultz, 3 for 22, and everybody else either has 1 to 2 catches for less than 10 yards. David, be back in a few. Right on, man. Good luck with those dishes, man. Jalen Petrie with the interception. And then for Kansas City, Mahomes, 8 for 12. 8 for 12, dude. That is insane. And they've tried to run the ball, man. Mahomes is the leading rusher, 3 carries for 23 yards. Isaiah Pacheco, 6 carries for 18 yards, averaging 3 yards per carry. And Kareem Hunt, 4 for 11. Xavier Worthy, 2 for 32. Tyquan Smith, even though he only caught, I think, 2 passes on that final offensive drive for Kansas City, 2 for 19. And Rashee Rice, 2 for 12. Mahomes does have 1 catch. He lost 10 yards on that catch. All right. Texans with over 200 yards on offense. Kansas City at 98. Houston averaging a little over 6 yards per carry. Yards per play. Third down efficiency for the Chiefs, 1 for 5. Texans, 5 for 8. And the Texans with 6 penalties in that first half compared to the 2 for Kansas City. So, yeah. That's kind of been the thing. That's why it's so close. The Texans have kind of been beating themselves at this point with bad penalties, just bad mistakes, a couple drops here and there. So I don't know, man. To me, I still very much think that Kansas City could very much still get back into this one. They just need to stop beating themselves up a little bit as well. They haven't had a whole lot of penalties, but a couple drops, some some pressure on Mahomes that's been getting to him a little bit here. And yeah, dude, it's they just got to be able to get the ball down the field. Either the running game has to get something going to be able to allow Mahomes some more time in the passing game, or they just got to find ways to get Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy the ball. Those are the guys that you can get the ball to anywhere on the field. It could be 2 yards behind the line. And as long as you give them some time to be able to get upfield, even if it's just a couple steps, they can hit their stride really freaking quickly, man. I'm actually just looking at the standings. The Packers went from being, I think, the sixth seed. Now they're the second seed. And Chicago, who was coming into this week as the number one seed in the NFC, they have fallen all the way down to the seventh. So yeah, so if Detroit and Chicago, let's say that they continue to win and the difference is going to be their game. Detroit, if they win again, they would have the double over Chicago, and that could knock them out of the playoffs. Wow, that's all right. All right, with the win, Denver is now the number one seed in the AFC. And right now, the Colts' probability, this is from PFF, of making the playoffs has fallen all the way down to 32 on this 3-game skid that they're on. And their schedule does not get easier, man. They go up against the Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers, the Jaguars, and the Texans. Right now, the first 3 teams are all playoff. Either they're in the playoffs or they're going to be likely in the playoffs with a win or two, and the Texans are right there as well. So, Seastrom, Packers play the Broncos, right? Talk about stakes. Absolutely, man. Yeah, Denver needs to continue to win because it doesn't look like New England is going to be slowing down. So if they lose to the Packers, they will still probably be leading their division. They'll probably still have a playoff game, a home playoff game. But you definitely want that bye, especially if you're Bo Nix in that offense, man. You need that. You need that rest for sure. And for the Packers, they're hoping with a win next week and maybe a Rams loss, they can have the number one seed. Might be the most significant game they've played against each other in years. Yeah, man. I'm trying to think here. Yeah. Yep, 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 yep. Yeah, I mean, granted, they don't play each other too often, but when they do, man, it's usually a pretty wild game. I still think anytime I think of the Packers and Broncos going off, I think about the. I think this was Brett Favre's last season in Green Bay. It was a regular season game. I think it was early in the season. I think it was still like September, maybe early October. Overtime, first play action, finds Greg Jennings down the left sidelines. I remember that game. Both divisions and even number one seed on the line. Very true, man. Heck yeah. I know who David will be rooting for. Yeah. Yeah, man. David, he loves his Broncos. He loves his Broncos. I wonder if he can. I wonder if he can hear me while he's doing the dishes. Yeah, man. All right, I'll do one more, then I'll leave him alone. David, big John Elway fan. Big John Elway fan. David right now is full of soap, and he's like, "This son of a." He's like, "This son of a." All right, Seastrom. Oh yeah. Wait, Winter Olympics are. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I did not know until today. I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, dude. I'm getting excited for the World Cup coming here, man. Yeah, man. Seastrom, do you watch the Olympics, and then what do you like more, the summer or the winter? I feel like the summer always gets more coverage because it kind of happens in the summer when some people are off of work or they have a little bit more time. And then the winter, man, it's so much fun. They got greater, like I feel like the sports in winter are a little bit more exhilarating. I feel like there's a little bit more danger when it comes to it. Skiing down, that freaking ramp thing, that's insane. But yeah, I feel like because they have to do it within the winter. I was like, not a lot of people watching maybe. So two things that I've not seen in a while. I think I saw this one time, maybe this season. Travis Kelsey held to without a single catch in the first half, and then on top of that, the Chiefs not scoring a single point in the first half. Yeah, those are two things that have rarely ever happened in the same time over the last 9+ years, maybe. All right, man. Third quarter about to get underway here. So yeah, being scoreless in the first half has happened only uh, 4 times for the Chiefs. One of them was in the AFC title game back in 2018 against, I believe, the Patriots. That was Mahomes going up against Tom. 2021 Week 7 against the Titans, and then happened not too long ago in Super Bowl 59 against the Eagles. Man, that was a freaking wild game. All right. Butker in to kick this one away. Caught inside the 5 to the 10 to the 20, 25, and down at the 27. We do have a flag. So it's going to be on the Texans there. Brooks with a hold. So that'll scooch him on back. Probably likely going to be somewhere around the 15 or less. All right. First and 10, ball at the 17. CJ under center. Hands it off, and Marks gets absolutely... Woo. Chris Jones, man, he is on tonight. There's a big difference from when Chris is feeling it and when he's not. Dude, Jesus Christ. He moved a 300-pound lineman like as if he was moving me. Just effortless. Just one hand out the way. All right, 2nd and 14. Chris Jones, pressure. Again, able to get to Stroud, but not before he throws it away. Chris Jones right now, he is just absolutely wrecking this freaking drive. This time he goes against the right tackle. Yep, effortless. Great hands, able to smack them away and able to get a hit on C.J. Stroud there. All right. Chris Jones now lined up on the right tackle. Double teamed. And overthrows Hutchinson there. So that'll be a quick 3 and out for the Texans. He had him open, man. He just the ball just never dropped on time. Oh, man. All right, so we got 14:08 here. Texans about to punt this one back to Kansas City. And we'll see if they can get their first points of the game. It's going to be fair caught at the 44. So Mahomes and this offense, man, are going to have probably their best starting field position. All right, Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. 3 receivers on that left side as well. Mahomes rolling, throws it deep down the field, and that is a connection with Hollywood Brown down to the 20 of Houston. That was nice, man. Mahomes kind of rolling, almost looked like he was going to roll to his left, but I think he was just trying to keep that defender from crashing down. Look at that, man. Ooh, nice little double move. All right, 1st and 10, pitch to the left. That is the rookie Smith. Has got some room, and he will be good for about 8 yards. All right, we got 2nd and 3. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his right. Hands it off. Kareem Hunt trying to muscle his way for a first down, but he'll pick up 2, and it'll be 3rd and 1. All right, 3rd and 1, ball at the 12. Hands it off up the middle, and with the second effort, Kareem is going to get the first down. Mahomes in there pushing too. Yeah, as soon as he saw Kareem kind of get stopped, Mahomes just in there trying to push too. All right, we got 1st and 10, ball just outside the 10. Run up the middle and down to the 8. Pickup of about 2.5. Second and 7. Kelsey in the slot to the right. Mahomes in the shotgun. Pressure. Incomplete. Almost got flushed out, but literally had nowhere to run, so he just throws it to the nearest receiver. All right, so we got 3rd and 7 coming up here. Ball at the 8-yard line. Condensed formation. Kelsey to the right. Look for him to potentially get lost in the sauce. Mahomes runs it in, and he is stopped at the 2. It looked like he was free. I think normally the Chiefs would have just take the field goal here, trying to make it a 1-possession game. But the way they've played, the way that they need to win to get a chance to get to the playoffs, and on top of that, Butker not making his kick. So 4th and a long 1. 3 receivers to the right. Mahomes in the shotgun. Hands it off and gets it in. Touchdown, Kareem Hunt. Woo! They hit him behind the line, man, but he kept the legs churning. He got a little bit of help. But dang, dude, that was a relief for Kansas City fans, man. All right, Butker in for this extra point. Kick is up, and it's good. All right, man. The Chiefs finally getting it going here, man. First points of the day, and it came on a pretty good drive. Yeah, man. Mahomes able to push it down the field a little bit there, obviously on that big throw to Hollywood. And then after that, man, they were aggressive with the running game, just hard nosed running, and to be able to put it in Kareem Hunt's hands on 4th and 1. Once again, they hit him behind the line, able to shed a couple tacklers, and then finally just extending into the end zone. Now Houston needs to wake up on offense, man. They've been playing with fire throughout this game, kind of letting Kansas City linger around. We've seen this before. Is the season a little? Is every season different? Sure. Is this the same Kansas City team that we've seen throughout the last decade? No, not really. But they are still full of great players, man. Chris Jones made his presence felt on that opening drive to start the second half against Houston, just blowing up the first two freaking plays. And once again, Mahomes making plays with his arm, with his legs, everything. Like you have guys like that on your team. If you keep it close, there's a great chance that they're going to be able to win this one at the end. And if you're the Texans, man, this is the type of team that you need to beat. Simple as that. You need to be able to beat a team like this if you want to have, one, a little bit of confidence heading into the playoffs, but actually being in the playoffs. You have to beat teams like this. Like, unless you have the easiest schedule in the NFL where almost everybody that you play against is not going to be an actual playoff contender, things like that. Either way, man, you have to just beat teams like this. These are the types of teams that you will be going up against in the playoffs, even if Kansas City does not make it this year. And they'll be downed in the end zone, so to the 35. And if Chris Jones keeps on talking about this, you're going to hear me gush a lot about this guy, man. And I know I'm a grown man that just said gush about another grown man, but yeah, dude, when this guy is on, dude, it's insane how dominant he can be. If some of you guys are new, definitely take a look at I'm not a this is not a film room. One of that video series that I have. I only have one, but it was Kansas City against the Ravens last year. And dude, Chris Jones, man, the film that he has sometimes is just it's insane. It's a run up the middle and nothing on that one. So they're resetting the clock to 9:40 here. Second and 8. Stroud in the shotgun takes the snap, throws it, and that's going to be tipped at the line, incomplete. Third and 8 coming up. And who was that other than the big man, Chris Jones, able to jump up and just, once again, can't get to the quarterback. I'll still make a play on the ball. All right, Jones in the middle here. Stroud with a little bit of time, lofts one to the left and way, way overthrown. Trying to get it out to Nico there. And it's a heck of a punt there by Townsend. Coverage is solid. There's a couple flags back near the end zone, so likely this one's going to be coming back. He's tackled finally at the 13. That was Xavier Worthy, man. Obviously, Kansas City trying to get something going here on special teams with one of the fastest human beings in the NFL. Oh yeah, it's going to be an illegal push in the back. And update on Trent McDuffie. He has been ruled out for this game. And on the sidelines, they were trying to get him going, trying to get him on the bike. Couple, trying to see if he could jog down the sidelines a couple times. But no go, so they're going to shut him down for the rest of the night. David, okay, I'm back. Sorry, there was a lot of dishes. That's all right, my man. Got to get those done. You got to. Did I miss anything? Maybe. Maybe a couple things. The situation has improved while you were away. It makes it seem like we don't want him here, man. Things were great when you weren't here. That's what they said. No. No, it's always better when you're around, my dude. But yeah, Kansas City scored a touchdown, and Chris Jones has decided to just play the whole defense for everybody because he is absolutely just destroying the Texans' offense. And right now, the Chiefs are pinned inside their own 5, and that'll be a false start on Caliendo, so that'll actually move them even further back. But yeah, man, yeah. Mahomes looked like vintage Mahomes on the scoring drive, able to hit Hollywood for a deep pass, able to run a couple times for a first down, and then Kareem Hunt punched it in. And we got Kelsey with his first catch of the game, getting it down near the 10, and let's go. All right. Still not a first down, but that's encouraging to see. Kelsey able to catch something and get it down the field here. So 2nd and 4, ball at the 10. Handoff, Kareem Hunt picking his way through this defense, and he will be very close to a first down. Seastrom, Chiefs unfortunately getting backed up into their own end zone. You get back. Got any more dishes to do? Actually do, Seastrom, but I ran out of counter space to let them drive. There you go. It's that counter space, man. It's so valuable, man. It's so freaking valuable. It's underrated. When you're a person that actually uses your kitchen, you realize how valuable counter space is. And it'll be 3rd and 1, and Kareem with a 2-yard carry. That's a first down for Kansas City. And Hunt, 10 carries, only 24 yards. But he's picked up a couple first downs and a touchdown as well. So only averaging 2.4 yards per carry, but pretty good. Pretty good. It's all good. 3rd and 1 is doable. Yep, very doable. Very, very doable. Play action. Mahomes looking, throws it down the field, wide open receiver, and he will dive forward down to the 38. That is Xavier Worthy. All right, man. Kansas City approaching midfield at this point. Dang, that's a... Oh, yeah. Yeah, right now in the second half, man, Mahomes has been throwing some freaking smoke. Mahomes looking, throws to the left, and this one incomplete, intended for Worthy. All right, Mahomes under center. This one, Pacheco makes a man miss in the backfield, and he is good for about 6 yards. Legitimately might be one of the biggest carries that Kansas City has had tonight. All right, 3rd and 4, 3 receivers to the right. Kelsey in motion, Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. Pressure, gets it out, and that is going to be incomplete. Kelsey looking for a flag, and he does not get one. Will Anderson coming off the edge there on the left side, forced Mahomes to get that ball out a little bit quicker. All right, man, you got to give it to the Texans, man. The momentum was beginning to really just swing all the way to Kansas City. As long as they don't do something stupid here on the punt, they will get the ball back with a chance to do something with it, hopefully. Matariza's kick is going to be out near the 12. And a Houston update, actually, for their injury. Nick Chubb, he has been ruled out with a rib injury. So it is going to be very much the Woody Marks show for the rest of the game. I'm trying to see here. What's So Kansas City has already doubled their offensive output from the first half. They had 98 yards of total offense at the half. They're at 196 already. And for the Texans, they they were already over 200, but they've actually lost yardage. They are down to 199. All right, we got 5:36 left in the third quarter here. Stroud in the shotgun. Pressure, gets it out, overthrows Nico again, and the Kansas City Chiefs, man, they're playing basically tight man coverage at this point, and they're sending just weird, exotic looks, man. They're getting a lot of pressure, just unblocked guys getting to Stroud at this point. And Marks bumps into Karloftis, and he's only good for about a yard. Yeah, the Chiefs right now, man, they are just bullying the offensive line for Kansas City, man. And that was actually Schultz going up against Karloftis, man. He did not do a good job. All right. Three receivers to the right, Stroud in the shotgun. Rolling to his right, and he is. Wow, I thought he was going to get picked off. It's actually caught by Christian Kirk, potentially. What's the official call? Come on. And they say it's incomplete. Oh, 100%. Well, unfortunately, that was a quick three and out. That's their third consecutive three and out here in the second half, and the punt is not a great one. I think the Chiefs are going to get the ball somewhere inside Houston territory. David, that punt was more like a bunt cake. Bunt cake. Yeah, that was a no good. No good. I know it's gonna be a dumb question, but what is bunt cake? I don't know. I don't look. Oh, oh, okay. I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, I'd never eaten a bunt cake. All right. Well, now I know. Makes me hungry. I mean, at this point, what do you think? Do you put Davis Mills in for for CJ? So yeah, there's right here the Texans in the second half, 9 plays, -2 yards. First and 10, Mahomes looking, launching one deep down the field. He's got a man, and it's incomplete. It was in his hands, but Lassiter at the last second able to catch up and slap that ball away. Thornton had it, man. That is a heck of a play by a heck of a player, man. Mm. Second and 10, ball at the 48. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. Orbit motion by Rashid. He gets it out on the left side, breaks a tackle, and he is good for about 5 or 6 before being knocked out of bounds. All right. Third and 3, ball at the 41. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. Kelsey in the slot to the right. Mahomes pressured. He runs. He's to the 30. Stays on his feet down to the 26. And Mahomes is very, very slow to get up, and he's running. Okay. All right. So earlier in this half, he was wrapping up, I think, what was his left knee when he was on the sideline. So I'm assuming there might be some knee issues for Mahomes. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and Pacheco picks up 2. All right, second and 8. Mahomes moving, and we'll pick up about 3 yards before going out of bounds. Yeah, right now Mahomes 6 carries, 50 yards, by far the top rusher for this team. Fake, and it's gonna be dropped by Kareem Hunt. Fourth and 2, man. It's a play that you don't see too often. Shotgun fakes the handoff to the running back, and then the running back goes out for a pass, but like immediately Mahomes throws it to him. Usually he's not the first read on that play. All right. This one from 36 for Harrison Buckner. This one to tie it up. Kick is up, and Jesus. Barely inside, man. Nearly sliced it I mean, that thing is probably less than a yard inside the left upright or the right upright, left upright. Sorry, jeez. All right, we got a minute 50 left in this game. Sorry, a minute 50 left in the third. Sorry. I for some reason I got distracted very quickly by CJ Stroud's like exercise that he's doing on the sidelines. I was like, what the heck is that? All right, caught inside the 5 to the 20 and taken down near the 24. Oh boy, man. Yeah, I think as the game has gone on, man, Kansas City, the team as a whole is just gaining more and more confidence. The defense has been ready to freaking play for basically the start of the third quarter. The offense took a little bit going, but now they moved the ball down the field, tied it up, and now the special teams making a great tackle there, bringing them short of the 30. All right, 1st and 10. Looking, pressure, and he's just gonna throw it away. He's gonna dirt that ball, and we got another 2nd and 10 coming up. Dude, this Texans offense has been non freaking existent. It's been non freaking existent in this second half, man. They haven't done anything. 2nd and 10, and an unsensational run picks up nothing on that one. Right up the middle, try to bounce it to the left, nothing. Seriously, I feel like the Texans have been running the same like 3 to 4 plays each of their previous three drives here in the second half. It's try to set up a screen slash play action on first down, then run the ball on second, and now they have 3 receivers on the right side, which they've done already before. Pressure wide open. Stroud throws it up, and that's going to be incomplete. There is not a single person within 10 to 12 yards of that play. All right. Another 3 and out for the Texans. That is their 4th consecutive 3 and out. And it'll be fair caught at the 38. All right, man. All of a sudden, the Chiefs with the opportunity to take the lead for the first time tonight. Also, this game is lasting forever, man. 43 minutes into this second half, and we're still got like a couple seconds left in the third. All right. Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. Roll into his left. Now roll into his right. And oh, Jesus. Well, that's an incomplete pass. Rashee Rice looked like he was knocked out for like a millisecond there, man. Petrie just came in and just lit him up, man. Holy freaking cow. That looked like a hit from like the early 2000s. Is that not a blind? Is that not like a defenseless player? Okay. I mean, he didn't hit him in the head or lead with his head, so I mean, yeah. Pacheco with a carry, and he is good for about 3 to 4 yards there. All right, that's going to be the end of the third here. So Kansas City with most of the momentum here, man, scoring 10 unanswered points. The Texans having negative yardage offensively in that third quarter. Yar, Pirates. What brought that on? I say random things sometimes. So the Raiders lost. Ha 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 ha. That means Denver won. Boo. Those Broncos, man. Just the rudest people. Unbelievable. Except Perna. He's pretty cool. And if anybody's a Broncos fan, I'm only saying that because now it's gonna be the Broncos and the Packers this next coming week. So, and you beat us in what, Super Bowl? God, when was that? Super Bowl 30 something? 32, 31? I like this tweet. Jalen Petrie just laid out Rashee Rice with a hit that would make Sean Taylor proud. There you go. R.I.P. to Sean Taylor, man. All right, Mahomes dropping back, launching one, and he's picked off again. What the heck was that, dude? That was well underthrown. Trying to get it to Hollywood, and that thing was short by like 5 or 6 yards. Dude, that was practically a gimme to Lassiter there. All right. Well, Mahomes just threw his second interception here. That's a tough way to start the fourth. All right. Well, the Houston's offense has had zero answers for the Kansas City blitz here. Once again, 4 3-and-outs to start the second half. Handoff. And it's going to be good for about 3, maybe 4 yards there down near the 20. David, well, that is stupid, right? What the heck? It almost threw me off. I was like, oh, there's a wide open guy. And then I just saw, I was like, who the hell is he throwing that to? Packer Nation, da Bears suck. Second and 6. Pressure and down Stroud goes and he lands on his back. He's holding the lower back a little bit there. Very slow to get up. Yeah, I literally do not understand how they have not found a way to, like Chris Jones, Karlaftis. These guys are literally Nick Bolton too. They're just literally just running wide freaking open. If you're the offensive line, how do you let a 6 or 7-man blitz have 4 wide open rushers to your quarterback? And Stroud steps up in the pocket, pressured again, and he gets a first down. That is Jaden Higgins with a very tough throw. Dude, the offense looked like the offense the first 2 weeks with Reed back 100%, man. And like, of course, what the very first play, who did they go to? Jaden Reed in the flat. Like, yeah, it was great to have him. Quick throw to the sidelines, and Noel picks up about 6 or 7 there before going out of bounds. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Like Reed, like you could just see, like you can just the way that the plays were designed, you could tell Matt LaFleur is like, oh my god, I've been waiting for these to be able to run these freaking plays since week 2, man. And hopefully this is literally the lightest we'll see Reed play. I think he was only on the field for like maybe 15-ish plays for most of it. Run to the left, and that is only good for about a yard, maybe a yard and a half. Christian Watson is making big plays, 100%, man. And I mentioned it during the stream, man. Like with Christian, it was always he would have a game, 2, maybe 3 in a row where he would look great, but then the rest of the season he was quiet, very, very quiet. But since he's come back, man, he's just been consistent, so freaking consistent. Yeah, he literally looks like a legit number 1 receiver. He's not getting the volume that you usually get with a guy like that, but end around to the left, and that gets blown up. I think they lost a yard or 2 there, and that is a flag on. Is that going to be on Kansas City? Right now, the referees are pointing towards the Texans. It might be a hold. Yep. Sorry, I got distracted. This was a weird freaking play, man. There's like no blockers out there, though. That's the only thing I don't understand about that play. And there wasn't like there was motion to the right side to be able to draw some of those guys in. Kansas City stayed flat, stayed in their base package. All right, well, there's another punt here. Ball fair caught at the 22. I'm gonna keep saying it over and over. I think the Packers sweep the entire North this season. Man, I think I think they should and could really beat the Vikings again. I can see that. The Bears, man, the Bears are very similar to the way the Packers play the Lions. I think they match up well. I think the thing that I think kept the Bears from winning this one, outside of some bad penalties at times, was the unwillingness to really commit to the run, especially in the second half. In the first half, I think they really could have used the running game a little bit more, and I think they would have come away with some more points than they did in the first half. And then in the second half, man, like I'm not questioning the 4th and 1. I think the play was correct. I think the ball was just short. If, like I said, if you throw that ball like anywhere like within a foot or two ish higher, I think that's a touchdown. I think it's a touchdown, and we're talking about something completely different. We're talking about overtime now. So that was just a misfire by Caleb, who was really good in that game. He was very, very good. And then finally, yeah, man, I think the Bears match up really well with the Packers for what they do. But I'm hoping I'm wrong. Hoping the second one is not as close as this one, and hopefully it's a blowout. But what was I gonna say? So, hey, Packer Nation, what did you think about the run defense for the Packers without Devontae Wyatt? Did you feel that there was a big difference, or was it? Did you feel like it was roughly just about the same? Let me know. Let me know. Oh, dude, why are they showing Kansas City barbecue right now? I'm so freaking hungry. Oh man, they got beans on there too. Oh no. All right, 1st and 10. Mahomes in play action. Has some time. Running out of time now. It's going to throw this one away. Second and 10. We got 4 receiver set. Mahomes looking. Rolling to his right. Throwing it. And that'll be incomplete. That was, I don't think there's a single Kansas City player anywhere near that ball. And then they're throwing a flag here. What's the call? All right, so they're picking it up here. I think they initially might have been trying to call him for intentional grounding, but he was outside the pocket. Ball went past the line of scrimmage. All right, we got 3rd and 10. Mahomes in the shotgun. Kelsey in the slot to the left. Look out! Look out! Mahomes running. He's gonna take off. He's trying to find somebody down the field. Cannot. And a terrible tackle attempt. And Mahomes picks up 9. I believe that was Al Shair that just completely whiffed on the freaking tackle on Mahomes. Yep. Just grabbing out there, man. All right, we got 4th and 1. Mahomes alone in the shotgun. 3 receivers stacked up on the right side. Pressure and finds nobody. Trying to get it to Rashid Rice over the middle, and that'll be incomplete. Turnover on downs, man. Yeah, Will Anderson nearly able to get to Mahomes there on the edge. All right, well, that was a risk, man. They went for it on 4th at their own 31, and now the Texans are within field goal range here. 1st and 10. A run up the middle, and Marks picks up about 5 yards. Yeah, I think Kansas City was like, you know what, this Texans team, they've been struggling quite a bit. Let's help them out, just to make it fair. That was so dumb. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that the Texans had shown in this half that they were going to be able to go down the field. So I get it. You're trying to, it's a tie game. You're trying to win it. I think if Kansas City was up by any amount of points, I think they would have punted it away. But I think they were trying to be aggressive, and it bit them in the ass. We got 9:15 left in the 4th quarter. Houston has been outgained 24-140 in this half. 3rd and 3. Stroud pressured, gets away from Jones, throws it down the field, and he's got a man. Jaden Higgins picking up a 1st down. And I mentioned Higgins early in this game. I said the guy has been really coming down the stretch here for them, making plays. And Chris Jones just unable to wrap up CJ Stroud. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 16. Texans in the red zone here. Play action, rolling to his left. And he runs for about 2 or 3 yards before going out of bounds. All right, Stroud under center here. Hands it off, trying to get something running in the running game, and it's a 1st down run. And oh boy. Marks is very, very slow to get up. He's coming up with his eyes closed. I think he landed right on his head, man. Oh yeah, that's a definite concussion. Took a hit from Cooks right to the side of the dome. Yeah, Marks is like, he's shaking his head. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. But he's like, his eyes are like, dude, where the heck is up and down? Where's left and right? Maybe land on the moon instead. Well, some people take the easier road. All right, we got Ogunbowale coming in here because Nick Chubb has already been ruled out for this game, and we just saw Marks take a hit. And Ogunbowale is a former Wisconsin Badger as well, man. David, Stroud. All right, first and goal. And it's going to be up the middle, and it's a touchdown. Wow, man. Dare Ogunbowale on his first carry punches it in and gives the Texans their second touchdown of the game and their first score of this half. Ooh. Wow. Definitely not what I was thinking was going to happen on this drive. Anybody have a anytime touchdown by Ogunbowale? If you did, you just made some good money, man. All right. And the extra point is good. All right, we got 6:56. Just enough time for the Chiefs to get something going. Jesus, man, this Dunkin' Donuts commercial is horrifying. David, yep, Chiefs were like, oh crap, we are supposed to lose. Let's go for it on fourth in our own 31. All right, let me see here. All right, looks like we're back from the commercial break here. Yeah, it's been an up and down day for the Chiefs for sure, man. Especially on offense, man. There's been some highs, there's been some freaking lows. All right, it's gonna be a run to the left, and Kareem Hunt picks up a good chunk there. Yeah, they're going to set them up for a chance to convert here. Oh. 2nd and 4, ball at the 41. Mahomes looking in the shotgun. Delayed handoff to Kareem Hunt, and he is going to be stacked up for no gain. 3rd and 4 coming up. I probably should have kept washing dishes. Sorry, sister. Do you think in the huddle they're like, hey dude, is he still washing the dishes? I think he stopped, dude. It's like, damn it. Kelsey's like, did he run out of Dawn? I don't know, man. He's not doing the dishes anymore. Shh. 3rd and 4, Mahomes. Pressure, stepping up in the pocket, delivers a throw, and that's going to be incomplete. We got 4th and 4 coming up here. Are they going to go for it, or what's going on here? Mahomes is frustrated, man. He's like, give me the play. Come on. Yeah, Mahomes kind of hit as he was throwing, so that ball just kind of fluttered on him. All right, man. Mahomes staying out there. All right, Kansas City did use their final timeout. Sorry, their first timeout. My goodness. 4th and 4, Mahomes in the shotgun, running back to his left. Pressure. Mahomes steps up, and it goes in and out of the hands of Rashee Rice, man. And for the 2nd straight drive, this Texans defense able to force a turnover on downs, man. Jesus, man. Rashee just let that one go right through his hands. Smacked him in the face. Yeah, I think that had more to do with Rashid not executing that, or the Kansas City offense not executing that, and less to do with the defense there. I'm not going to say. The Chiefs are taking the L, but not going home. They have to stay at the stadium. That's their punishment. They can't go home this week. You have to stay in the stadium. You're going to sleep on the bleachers. All right? Only winners get a bed. Too much? Too much. That's fair. Oh, man. Yeah, dude, that is wild. All right, well, the Texans get the ball again in Kansas City territory. Ball at the 41. So we still got over 5.5 minutes left. So definitely not over. It's a one-score game. All right, Stroud under center, and it's going to be a false start. Oh, no, no. Timeout. Yeah, I think D'Amico Ryans was like, dude, what? He's like, let's not beat ourselves right now. Come on. You can tell he was like a parent who was like, all right, Lord, I'm trying not to cuss to these kids right now because they are not listening to me. He's like, so I'm just gonna take a breath. All right, we got 5:26 here. Stroud in the shotgun. Gets the handoff, marks, and he is wrapped up for no gain. And, Jesus. Woody Marks had to be literally just pulled up from the ground. Are we sure he's okay? He has run the ball nearly 20 times, 19 carries for 49 yards. That's not good, Bob. That's not good. 2nd and 10. It's going to be a run to the left. He finds some room and, well, he picks up about 3 before just getting just wrecked on that one. All right, clock is continuing to run. We got 3rd and 7, 4:05 left on the clock. 3rd and 7, 1 second, and no, did he get the play off? Lofts one to the right, and I think there's going to be a delay of game on the Texans. And it is. All right. So 3rd and 12 now. Ball back at the 43-yard line. Stroud in the shotgun. Houston picks up the blitz, and he's got a man. No, he misses him. Oh my God, dude. How do you miss a guy that wide open. That's a touchdown. That is a freaking touchdown if you just lay it out for him. So it's a fourth down now, and Stroud had. So there was pressure in his face. That's why he didn't really get a chance to deliver the ball. He needed an extra little tick, but still, man. Oh, well, gotta give it to Kansas City, man. That was a great freaking time to put the pressure in, and it'll be down inside the 10. So a good, great punt actually by Townsend. David, the fourth down stuff has to be on the play callers. They're the ones keeping the offense out there. Very true. Very true. Sorry, I missed that, my dude. I'm sorry. I was so focused on the game. Um, yeah, no. You're 100% right, man. Like, should the players be executing a lot better? Absolutely, but you know when you're being put in a position to have to go for it on fourth down in your own territory. Yeah. All right, 1st and 10, ball at the 8. Mahomes steps up, delivers a throw, and it goes right through the hands of Travis Kelce. Wow. That is now 9 consecutive incomplete passes for Patrick Mahomes. That is the longest of his NFL career. 2nd and 10. Mahomes strike, and it's intercepted. Kelce unable to hang on to it. He bobbled it, almost went, basically ended up laying it on his back, and then it gets picked off. Wow, dude. Did you butter the gloves? Listen, man, I had a lot of butter from Thanksgiving and I needed to use it somehow. Otherwise, I was not going to get my money's worth. It was just going to go bad. Does butter go bad? Yeah, it has to, right? Yeah, yeah. Sorry, man. I tried to use it on the Texans, but then I don't know. I don't know what happened. Yeah. All right. 1st and 10. I gotta switch the ball. Damn. Handoff to Marks, and he is good for about 2 yards there. Bro, at least there's an explanation. Makes them. Sorry, man. There was a great deal at Costco for butter, man, and I had to buy it. You know, Costco, man. You have to buy a freaking pallet. And yeah, man, it was basically it was like 10 cents a stick. I was like, come on. So yeah. So don't worry though. Next week I'm doing the same thing to the Broncos. Hopefully that makes up for it a little bit. A little bit. And I'll do that to the Chargers tomorrow as well. Just that way, two teams, you know. Yeah. There you go. Worth it. There we go. All right, another run, and this one to the right. Kansas City has been using their timeouts here. Sorry about that. And they use their final one to stop the clock at 3:23 here. Dude, why are we showing Travis Kelsey sad on the bench here? Like it's not like it'd be one thing if he was like cussing or like just being mad, but like he's just sad. Man. It's like get the camera off of him, man. Jesus. 3rd and 5. Man's having a moment. And it's up the middle, and it's a first down for the Texans. They pick up 6, man. The run looked like it was going to go to the right. He cuts it upfield and gets just enough for the first down. All right, we got 1st and 10. Where is the time? Come on. They don't even have the scoreboard up. What the heck is going on here? It's going to be a run to the right. Sorry, guys. I don't even know what the clock is because they don't even have the scoreboard or anything up right now. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. Clock is going to hit the 2-minute mark here. 2nd down for the Texans. They'll be able to run 2 more plays. Basically run, like an extra minute plus off the clock here before probably taking the timeout and trying to kick a field goal if they don't get a first down. Yeah, a first down wins it. Otherwise, they will likely have to attempt a field goal to try to make it a 2-possession lead. Haha, they gave Chiefs more timeouts. I know. Suckers. This is what a sports radio host said. Clint Storner, Andy Reid blew this game. Chiefs Kingdom. My man handed the Texans momentum and points in a 10-10 ball game. Houston's offense had 18 plays and 17 yards in the second half. Then he decided to go for it on 4th down from their own 31. Let me know if you agree with that. I mean, the way he presents it, damning evidence. That is 147% correct. Ooh, 147. That's fair. The math checks out. The maths, for sure. Also, people are being a little over dramatic here. When somebody wrote, "This is how the Chiefs dynasty ends." I'm like, it's not Mahomes is like not gonna retire. We don't know if Andy Reid will, but even then I was like, I don't know. Like, we can say that they may not be a great team this season, but like there's not much to indicate that this is the end of an era for Kansas City. There's probably going to be some players that are going to be gone. Kelsey might retire. Who knows? 2nd and 8. Run, and Marks bumps into his own guy, but is still able to pick up a good chunk. Might be about 5 yards there on 2nd down. Yeah, I don't know. To me, Kansas City looks like a team that just needs to reload a little bit. think they need to find some running backs that are a little bit more effective. I think their offensive line needs to be better at running the ball or opening up lanes for the running game, I should say. Also, need to get healthy. That's a big part of the offensive line's issues, in my opinion. It's no coincidence that they really struggled to pass block and run block when Simmons and I think what was the other tackle went down. Run to the right, and Drew Tranquil able to bring him down for a loss of 1. And that's going to force a 4th down here. Texans are going to able to wind this clock down quite a bit. He said what I was trying to say, but better. That's fair, man. That's fair. Let's see here. All right, man. Kaimi Fairbairn in for this 28 yada. All right, clock is stopped at 33. Snap, hold, kick, and it's good. And the Texans, all the scoring has come in pairs of 10, basically. 10, 10, and now another 10 for the Texans. And they have pushed their lead to 2 possessions here with very, very few seconds left. Steve, welcome, my man. Welcome, welcome. Today was confusing day of football. Tampa lost to New Orleans. Colts got destroyed by the Jacksonville. Cleveland lost to the Titans. And the Vikings versus Washington was 18-plus content on national TV. Shame on them. And the Texans made Texas proud again. Look at that, man. Some big smiles. Big smiles. Yeah, man. Yeah, you got to give it to the Texans, man. They played well in the first half. They had just a horrendous freaking third quarter, man. -2 yards. But yeah, man, unfortunately that going for it on 4th down in your own 31, that was the thing that, gave them momentum, gave them back some confidence, gave them a chance to score points, and they took advantage of it, man. And also Mahomes throwing 3 picks, which was definitely not what I was expecting. I said in the beginning, I was like, I feel like Mahomes is going to have a great game. He did not. He wasn't terrible for most of it, but there were some throws that he probably wants back. And Thornton trying to find some room on the kickoff here, trying to spark something for his team, and he doesn't get anything. And Mahomes is telling somebody from the sidelines to get on the field here. "22 seconds left." What do you think? Should the Texans just let them score a touchdown just for shits and giggles? And quick slide, picks up a 1st down. That was Rashee Rice. Ball at the 45. 11 seconds left. Oh, I should probably switch this over here. And Kelsey on the sidelines here. Obviously, they're not going to use a tight end in this situation when they need to get down the field. 2nd and 10, and it's a false start. And for Issa Poole, that is his first really big mistake of the night, man. He's been fantastic. Very few pressures. I think maybe one. He's been good today, man. The rookie played well. He was not expected to play really any kind of snaps. And until the last 11 seconds was the first time he got penalized. So, yeah, I was very surprised how effective he's been. Throws over the middle, gets it to Noah Gray. 4, 3, 2, 1, and there it is, man. There it is. Once again, the Chiefs are not eliminated from the playoffs, but their chances are looking bleak here. They're around, I think it's just going to be under 20% of a chance to make the playoffs. David, no mercy. Damn. Kelsey looks like someone killed this cat. Jesus. I don't think Kelsey has a cat. Nah, man, it was a really weird game for Travis, man. There was a lot of drop passes. Obviously, the last interception there was. I'm not trying to put blame on anybody, but it was definitely on him a little bit. Yeah, man, this was a rough one for Kansas City and for some of the bigger players on this team, man. Mahomes, Travis Kelsey, Rashee Rice. The receivers, man, they were struggling with drops, man. A lot of drops, a lot of mistakes, a lot of weird throws. And even Andy Reid with the decisions to go for it on 4th down in your own territory when it was either a tie game or a down by 1 possession. Dahlia, he looks like a cat person. I mean, cat people are cool too, man. All right, man. Well, there you go. David, hi, Dahlia. Well, I was hoping it would be a more positive uh, thing for everybody, but hello. I was going to say his pet, but I don't see him with an N as a pet. Dude, that'd be an awesome. That'd be pretty cool to have a pet. It would be very hard to distinguish them though, with them being kind of small. But I don't know, man. Like, if the first Ant Man taught us anything, you can have feelings for an ant, and I mean that as a pet, not like emotion or like relationship feelings. You can be emotionally attached to an ant. All right, let me finalize some of the stuff here. But yeah, man, the Houston Texans, they are directly, I think, right behind the Colts in terms of record now. I think they have the same 8-5 record. I would have to double check who has the tiebreaker over each other, but I think the Colts beat the Texans earlier this season. And now for the Chiefs, they dropped to 6-7. They have the same record as the Miami Dolphins, which is something that I was definitely not expecting to say when Miami was like what 1-6 at this point. And there you go. Hi, David. Hey. But yeah, man. Definitely a game that I was not expecting for sure. I was expecting a little bit more. Like it was relatively close again until they decided to go for it on 4th down. If it would have worked out, then I don't think anybody would be talking about it. They would be like, "Oh man, Kansas City, man, when it came down to it, they became aggressive. and they fought, and if they would have won tonight, it would have been that kind of storyline. But now the quickly it turns into, oh well, it didn't even work out when they tried to be aggressive, blah blah blah, things like that. So okay, the Texans, they are now the 7th seed. They have knocked the Colts out of a playoff spot with the win tonight. And they are, I think, a game behind the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are leading the division. There we go. Hey, David, what's changed about you, man? You look different. You look different. Hmm. I don't know. Dave, with the way the Chiefs have been playing this season, I am not surprised. That's fair. Ooh, my color change. Ooh, look at that, man. I don't know, man. Blue's looking solid on you, man. But hey, man, the channel now has moderators. Let's go. Insert Michael Scott bow. There we go. There we go. There we go. Of course, of course. That is the one thing I gotta add to the streams, man. Is maybe not fully during the game, not all the time, but like maybe some gifts, every once in a while. But yeah, man. Let me see here. Yeah, the Chiefs, man. It's been up and down. They had a really solid October, in my opinion. They really looked good in October. They looked like a team that was, they took down the Lions. They were looking borderline dominant at times, and it just, I think the injuries have taken a toll for sure. But man, dude, it's been a rough 5 weeks for the Chiefs, man. And I'm trying to think, man, what is the last time the Chiefs had 7 losses in a single season? I don't think they ever had. I don't think they've had that since Mahomes has been on the roster. Even though I know he didn't start until the final week of his rookie year, and that was just mostly to rest Alex Smith. It says right here, with a their 6-7 start is their worst since they started 6-6 back in 2017, in Patrick Mahomes' rookie season. With the loss, they are eliminated from winning the AFC West title for the first time since 2015, dog. So this will be the first time in a decade that somebody else besides the Kansas City Chiefs will win. Um, David, 2014. Okay, okay, okay. Gotcha. Dang. Okay. Damn, dude, that is wild. That just shows you, man, how dominant the Chiefs have been over the last decade, man. It is truly a borderline New England Patriot dominance. And I say borderline because obviously we're talking about a team that won 6 Super Bowls in what, I think it was like what, 18 seasons, 19 seasons. So yeah, no, like it's if it's anything like that, we're only halfway through this dynasty. That's why I'm like, yeah, it's being a little over dramatic a little bit, saying that the dynasty is over. But yeah. But now talking about the Texans, man, this was a good win. It wasn't pretty. They played a decent first half. It could have been a little bit more efficient. I feel like they got in their way quite a bit. They are going up against what I think is a pretty good defense in Kansas City. Like Chris Jones in that third quarter was an absolute freaking monster, man. Like it seemed like he single-handedly was just destroying the Texans. Uh, Spag sent great blitzes on third down, but anyway, heading into the fourth, things changed. Texans were able to get back on track, and they were able to double their point total and take the lead that they never let go. And now they are a game behind the Jacksonville Jaguars for the lead in their division. Have a chance at getting a home playoff game. And right now they are the seventh seed in the AFC. So they control their destiny, man. As long as they continue to win, they are going to be there at the dance with a chance to win a Super Bowl. So we'll go. In this day and age, building the roster as they did with low draft picks is pretty crazy, but they were bound to hit a wall sometime. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like even the Packers have done it, like where they were drafting in the back half, or I would say the back quarter of the draft for a long time, and they dipped a little bit, missed on a couple picks, and then they started picking up a little bit closer towards the middle, towards the top half. And there's a little bit of an upswing. So for the Chiefs, man, that's maybe what they needed, man. They need to be able to probably pick a really big difference maker, maybe a running back, maybe somebody else in on the defense, maybe the secondary. They could probably use some secondary help. Or worst comes to worst, man, their interior line. I think they need to learn and commit to the run a little bit more. They need to find some players that can find space. I think Isaiah Pacheco is, I don't know if it's the injuries or if it's the offensive line, but he's becoming less and less effective as his career has gone on, to be honest with you. And Kareem Hunt, I think he's always been kind of a little bit of a, I don't want to say a boomer bust, but he's been at times very unremarkable, but he's never been horrendous consistently, at least. So I think for them, they also need to find some more weapons for Mahomes, some guys that are a little bit more consistent. Potentially at the tight end position, they eventually do need to replace Kelsey. I don't think Noah Gray is that guy. So, yeah. But yeah, the Texans, they didn't look dominant in this game, but there haven't been many teams that have been able to look dominant against Kansas City, even this season. So, at the end of the day, all that matters is you win, and they have a chance to make the playoffs. So they go from there. Dave, imagine a Rams versus Patriots Super Bowl. Please don't. Oh, Jesus. No. 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 That is still the worst Super Bowl. I literally didn't finish that Super Bowl, man. I did not. That is, I think, the only Super Bowl since I think the Bears and Colts. I think that is the first Super Bowl I did not finish from beginning to end. I remember watching the like that was the first Super Bowl that I truly remember watching from beginning to end was the Chicago Bears and the Colts. And the only game that I did not finish was that 13-3 game. That was a garbage Super Bowl, man. Just the worst. Replace Kelsey, get a running back. Texans won by not making mistakes. Very true. Very, very true. Yeah. And, like, I don't think Kelsey is bad. Like, I think, is there a spot for him on this roster? I think so. But, one, with the player that he was and the way that he is able to, the amount of respect and reverence that they have for him, I think even he is very close to retirement. Um, I'm not ushering him out, man, because I think he's had a couple good games this season, some really good games. But you can tell that, I mean, the guy is what 34. years old, and he's played at a extremely high freaking level, man. I'm talking about first ballot Hall of Famer. That's you can't get better than that. Like after that, you're just splitting stats at this point. You're saying this guy had more awards, this guy had more yardage or catches. At the end of the day, first ballot Hall of Famer is as good as you can get, and that's what Travis Kelce is. First ballot all the way, 100%. Trying to think here. Yeah, Kelce is, holy crap, he's actually 36. Never mind. Yeah. So yeah, to me, I think you got to find a weapon at tight end. I think you got to find some more consistent weapons, some possession receivers. I think they have a lot of speedsters, but they don't have guys that have reliable hands consistently. I think we saw that today. Um, and they need a running back, offensive line, especially the interior, and they need to get healthy. So, yeah. I think that's going to be it for me today, guys, man. Three great games. We started out with a wild game with the Steelers and the Ravens. Steelers. I went full Yinzer there for a second. Steelers getting a big win, taking the lead in the AFC South. Who knows if that will hold? um, but at this point, with the Bengals losing, it's a two-horse race. It's going to be the Ravens or the Steelers. And right now, the Steelers have the inside track. And then we saw another divisional game, Bears, Packers. It was touch and go there for a second. It was tied up 21-21. But in the end, the Packers able to get it done, scoring a touchdown. And finally, they were able to pick off Caleb Williams in with one of his very few mistakes in that game where he played pretty damn well. Got picked off in the end zone at the end there. And Packers now the second seed in the NFC, the lead in the division, and the Bears dropped from the top team in the NFC all the way to the seventh seed. So they're going to need to continue to win. Otherwise, the Detroit Lions are right behind them, man. And then, of course, Texans getting a win here tonight, taking the lead in the division, leapfrogging. Sorry, not in the division. Sorry, jumping in as the seventh seed and leapfrogging the Colts in the playoff race. So, thanks again for the mod responsibilities. Your channel is growing. Hey, man, heck yeah, dude. No, thank you, man. You, Dahlia, and a bunch of other people, man. Seastrom, like again, if the channel keeps growing, man, we're gonna need people that are here consistently as mods. And I don't think there's a single person that's as consistent as you, David. So I appreciate you, man. You always, like I said, man, the streams are always better with people. Every time you're here, man, you always make the stream a lot better. So I appreciate you, man. Even when your team is losing, man, you always find a way to be funny. Always find a way to make us enjoy the day, man. So I appreciate you, dude. Let me see here. Shout out to Seastrom, my man. We're going to probably have a couple more Cowboy games. Good luck to the Aggies on their coming bowl game. Hopefully they can get some wins in the playoffs. Shout out to Packer Nation. Go, Pack, go, baby. Let's freaking grow. And then shout out to Dahlia as well, man. One of the newest mods on here, man. So thank you so much, guys. I will catch you guys tomorrow for Monday night to finish off Week 14, and we're gonna keep it rolling, man. We're getting closer and closer to the playoffs. The playoff picture is starting to clear up a little bit. Some more teams are eliminated. Some more teams have kind of secured their spot in the dance, and yeah, man, I'm just gonna enjoy the last month of football that we have before we get to the playoffs, man. So have a good night, guys. If you're in the north, stay warm, stay safe while you're driving. And if you're in the south, enjoy the weather, enjoy the cool weather, man. Because up here in Wisconsin, we miss those 50, 60-degree days. So thank you so much, guys. Go, Pack, go. And once again, my name is Dave, and I'm not a coach. Have a good night, guys.